Hey guys, PD7. We're already into fall of 2022, almost the end of October already, and I still haven't done a tour of my home arcade. So before I buy any more cabs and winter hits, here's my tour of fall 2022. Well, guys, starting it out is Big Blue, the Street Fighter II Champion Edition. This is such an iconic cabinet. The lit deck protector. It comes with the stool. 12 games on this cabinet. Street Fighter II Championship Edition, Street Fighter II Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter II Turbo, Street Fighter II Puzzle, Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors, Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge, Vampire Savior, Saturday Night Slam Masters, Knights of the Round, and I'm going to come back to this one in a second, Eco Fighters, and Capcom Sports Club. Actually, one more. Muscle Bomber, which is a sequel to the other wrestling game on here. But back to Knights of the Round. Excellent beat 'em up. This is the reason I bought this cabinet along with the iconic look. I mean, you can just see how it just towers over X-Men over here. This is an awesome cabinet. My one gripe, there's 3 characters on this game. When you go online, I wish that Arcade 1-Up could create a third player to get all 3 characters on here. That would be awesome. This is a great cabinet. Next to Big Blue is X-Men. X-Men is my favorite arcade of all time. This was my first Arcade 1-Up. Comes with a stool. I love X-Men. Awesome cabinet. I mean, if you can believe that when I first got this was the only cabinet in this room. And now it's just jam-packed. It's funny. X-Men has 3 games. You can find the live button here. You have X-Men, Captain America and the Avengers, and Avengers Galactic Storm. Awesome cabinet. It's almost been out for a year now. Hit the streets last November. Price hasn't dropped much. I think the lowest I saw was $4.99 on this. Can't believe they're still handing around. I thought this baby would be sold out instantly. Couldn't wait for this to come out. This is the one that I said if they ever come out with X-Men, I am on it. And I got it. I got it right away. Next to X-Men is Turtles in Time, which also came with a stool. You know, you fill the room with cabinets, and most of them come with stools. The stools take up so much room, along with a 4-player deck. I think I have 6 stools in here. I'm like maxed out with stools. But on Turtles in Time, there's 2 games. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, and Turtles in Time. Awesome game. This is one of the best beat 'em ups. Turtles in Time. And of course, to finish off the Konami 4-player, we have The Simpsons. Now, The Simpsons doesn't have a light up control panel like X-Men and Turtles, but it does have the bowling on here. So you have The Simpsons beat 'em up game, and then Simpsons bowling. All 3 of these together, I mean, it looks cool. It's a good look. Takes up a lot of room. Now this one, no stool. I got it for $199 at Walmart. Totally worth it. I wasn't going to get this, but I was at the store, I saw it there, and I couldn't pass it up. Here's my NBA Jam countercade. Now the thing about countercades, the controls are just like the 3/4 scale. It's the 8-inch screen, which on this iArcade stand, now hear this out. The iArcade stand is perfect for Arcade 1-Up countercade. Perfect height. You put this on a counter, let's say in your kitchen. It's just a tad low. And the problem is because the screen is 8 inches and not 17, like, for example, a Partycade, it's hard to look down. So if you're on a kitchen counter and you're standing there looking down on there, it's very uncomfortable. Looked at the measurements on this iArcade stand. And I said, you know what, this might work. It might look goofy, but it's very comfortable. This is as high. When you look at The Simpsons here, I mean, the control panels are exactly the same height. This was a good idea. Unless you have a bar. These things are perfect for bars. The iArcade stand is perfect for this arcade. The MVSX Neo Geo stand, it's about 4 inches shorter than the iArcade. Comes up to like 32 inches. Be no different than the kitchen counter that I just went over. So you guys are sitting there going, you know what, I don't have the room. I'm into the countercades. They have that new style now. The Ninja Turtles is a 1-player countercade. If that's what you're going for, look into these stands. And I have the cord just like feeding through one of these holes and it just comes out in the back. I mean, it's a clean look. Not a bad idea. Right across from NBA Jam is the Street Fighter II Turbo Shinku Hadouken cabinet. 14 games on here. Mostly beat 'em ups. You have the Super Street Fighter II Turbo, the Street Fighter II Turbo Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter II Champion Edition, Street Fighter II Puzzle, Pro Gear, Giga Wing, Battle Circuit, Captain Commando, Armored Warriors, Strider, Final Fight, The King of Dragons, Saturday Night Slam Masters, and Capcom Sports Club. So, I recommend this cabinet. If you're looking at any of the Street Fighter 2s, if you're a beat 'em up fan, this is the one to get. Now, no light up deck protector. The marquee is just awesome. It's got the molded coin door. It's an awesome cabinet. And we got Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct with 3 games and a couple of Super Nintendo and NES games. I do have scan lines on, actually it's CRT. CRT mode is on here. Going back to the main page, you got Killer Instinct, Killer Instinct 2, Battletoads, which is a great beat 'em up. And then your bonus games are Battletoads 8-bit, and Battletoads 16-bit. So the NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis. And this cabinet came with its own stool. I do have a Street Fighter 2 stool for Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and it goes together with that 35th anniversary logo down there. Lit up deck protector on Killer Instinct. See, they're about the same size, height-wise. We have the Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. 12 games. I bought the stool separately. You know, with this cabinet, if you could just see how much lower that control panel is next to Killer Instinct. And, you know, when you're standing in front of it, you know, you lose that top of that screen. So you need a stool. You need a stool for this game. So the game lineup: Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Tubin, Gauntlet, Wizard of War, Joust, Rampage, Root Beer Tapper, Defender, Bubbles, and Paperboy. Next to Mortal Kombat 2, Ridge Racer. And I said that if you're looking for a racing game, you're holding out for Daytona, or, you know, if Arcade 1-Up somehow gets cruising, this is my opinion, the racing cabinet to get. It's 5 games on here. You got a couple first person views, and you got a couple that you can get in the third person view. This is a fun one. The steering wheel is great. The shifter. People have complained about the pedals. I said in a review, there's no issue on these pedals. The 5 games on here. You have Ridge Racer, Ridge Racer 2, Ace Driver, which is my favorite on this cabinet, Ace Driver 2 Victory Lap, and Rave Racer. It's a great cabinet. Next to Ridge Racer is my Terminator 2 Judgment Day shoot 'em up. I do have the Joe Sabos marquee. When I bought this, came with a marquee that wasn't transparent. It was basically poster board. I opened a ticket with Arcade 1-Up. They sent me one. And I also bought this one from Joe Sabos, and, you know, can't pass up this. I mean, just look at that marquee. It's an awesome marquee. You know, you want to just go to like Killer Instinct and replace it with Joe Sabos. It's just, you know, what's the limit on these arcades? How far are we going to go with some of these? But this was worth it. The guns work great on here. It's a fun cabinet. I never did anything with the cords yet. I was going to do the mod where you could put them right down inside the cabinet. I just haven't got to it yet. And next to Terminator 2, we have the Capcom Legacy Street Fighter 2 cab. And it's the same height as that Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat 2. So this is tight coming in on this side. When I do play this, I will move a stool over, but no stools in front of these two over here. There's 12 games on here. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 The New Challenger, Darkstalkers, Strider, Ghosts and Goblins, 1944. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Street Fighter, the original, the OG. Final Fight, and Commando. Little Street Fighter 2 heavy in here, but you know, there's variety on all three of these cabinets. They all look different, and they all have different types of games, with some repeats. This is an awesome cabinet. Really like the yellow, the black. And next to Street Fighter 2 is the newest in the arcade, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Awesome cabinet. The game lineup. We got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the headline game. Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Marvel Superheroes. X-Men Coda. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Now this is a console game, along with Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems, another console game. But they're options. You know, it's just add-ons here. In a perfect situation, yes, it'd be awesome if the Punisher was on here. We were all hoping that. But you can't complain with this lineup. These are awesome games. The marquee is great. Look forward to playing this one. I mean, I just got it about a week ago. Moved up here in the arcade. It's tight. You know, I mean, to the point here where you get any more arcades, one might have to go. And that's going to be a tough decision. Never thought this room would be filled with all of these. It just kind of went crazy here. And all of a sudden you have three of them. And not all the arcade one-ups I have are in this room. But the majority of the videos that I'm doing take place in here. Recently shuffled these around a little bit once I brought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 up here. But this is the fall look here. You know what happens in winter? We'll find out. As you can see, the stools here, you know, along with the tight space, it just comes out that much further. If this room was a little wider, I'd make a row right here, like a back-to-back, and just kind of extend this a little bit. But unfortunately, as you see, it's just too tight. It'd be too tight to get into Simpsons and be too tight to get into Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But that's the arcade. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.